Hi everybody, welcome to this highlights video of my pro rounds today. Played one account early morning, shot -29, and also played Road to Glory lunchtime, shot -27. So here's some drops and some approaches for you to have a look at. We're at hole number 2 here. I'm going with this tailwind with Titan ball bouncing directly onto the second piece of fairway, stretching out to see how many rings of overpower I need, adjusting max plus 10, pushing up to max. I go with 2 bars of left spin here. However, do actually need to put a little bit of top spin on as well. Sadly, we do catch a fairly hefty great right, but we're still okay, thank you to the accuracy of the APOC. Very close to clipping the rough, but we do manage to stay on the fairway here. From there, this leaves me with a medium distance sniper. So I'm setting up with 4 bars of backspin here, leaving the ball guide a little bit short of the pin. I've worked out where I am in terms of club range, and this was my first attempt at this one, and I did play mid plus 10, but we do need to play with more elevation here because, as you will see in a moment, I hit a great left and we dropped it for the Albatross, which means my adjustment was wrong. So do need to go with more elevation. Mid plus 10 is not enough here, so you do need to add more to your elevation here. But make sure you do leave your ball guide 2 squares short of the pin because it will come in with the tailwind push too hot otherwise. Hole number 3, we have left to right with some headwind, so I'm going for quarterback rough bump, finding a spot here with the bottom left of the yellow ring just in front of the edge of the bunker. And I'm going spin to pin, which is 2.6 bars of backspin, 2.6 bars of right spin. Ball guide to the hole and through by 1 square. I push adjust my rings here because it's easier then and be more accurate. And I'm playing it max plus 10. Important to hit perfect here. But it does catch the rough very nicely. Just takes the edge there, but still drops for a hole in 1. Hole number 8, we have send it wind. Stretching out here so the ball guide is just off centre of the fairway, a little bit more aligned to the rough. And I go with 6 bars of top spin. And I go with 2 bars of right spin, but I feel this is too much and I also put too much curl on. I just max plus 15, push up to max. I go with 3 or 4 rings of OP, but as I said, too much right spin and too much curl. So we came very, very close to rolling into the rough here. Did also clip rough and roll out, which is okay, but I don't want to be that close to the rough. But even if I do get into the rough earlier on, I've still got an easy nirvana to the green. As it happens, I'm in end bringer range, not at max distance a club, but here I played maximum distance with 40% over adjustment, using top spin, having the ball guide going right to the cup. Max plus 40 from here was 9.6 rings, I believe. Regardless of position here, you do have nice straight tailwind to pin, so very good chance to drop eagle here on hole number 8. Falls nicely. On to hole 10 now. We have tailwind, so rather than 6 bars of top spin, I reduce and go with 4.5. I put 2 bars of right spin, bottom right of the yellow ring, touching the rough there, using Thor's hammer in this example, and I play this one max distance with 20% extra for elevation. As the wind goes from right to left, I do counter curl this one a little bit, right edge of the ball, halfway into the wall of the adjustment ring to the right. Drive distance here is 355 yards. And we can use yardage notes here as it is a linear hole. Always set up bottom of the blue ring, where the fringe meets the fairway. As you can see, apply backspin as needed to get the ball guide to the hole. Have full ball guide here, or as best you can with Thorn as it's level 9, but obviously if you have lower level thorn. You're going to have to adapt a little bit, but I still think you can get ball guide to the pin. Between 3 and 5 bars of backspin, I'm using 10% slider minus 10 elevation. So 10% under adjustment, but 10% slider with a 355 yard drive. For every yard that I'm shorter, I will add 2% to the slider. Also drop that with my other account as well, so those slider notes work very nicely. But don't forget it's minus 10% elevation. This is hole number 12. I go for the sniper bounce over here. The rough bump would be a better chance at a hole in one though. I go 1 bar of topspin here, but was short, so I would suggest if you're going with this route, try 1.2 bars of topspin, 1.1 left spin. I play max plus 20. If you don't fancy the rough bump, this is a very safe approach with a chance for a hole in one. Playing with a kingmaker to reduce the wind. Bounces there very nicely. We do seem to be in pretty good line here, and I think with a bit more pace that might well have dropped. Hole number 13. Right to left, small element of tailwind, but not much. I'm going with kingmaker here. You can play katana if you want, but you will need to push up a little bit as well. 6 bars of topspin, 3 bars of right spin. I play max plus 5%. Decide to push the rings as the trees are in the way. I don't push up here because I'm playing with kingmaker, but on my other account I did because I was using a power 2 ball. A little bit of counter curl as well. Bounces very, very nicely. Second bounce comfortably on the fairway, and the ball tracks nicely and avoids the rough. From here we're playing thorn. And I'm playing no spin, regardless of where I am on the fairway. Ball guide to the hole. Obviously, lower level thorns, you're going to have to improvise and just guess your ball guide as well. I play this in between minimum and medium distance with no elevation. Can't remember what slider percentage I used here, but it wasn't quite enough. So what I've been doing here is when I'm estimating my club distance, I'm actually going to pull over the bullseye, just to add 0.1 onto the adjustment, because you can see there we took the edge and did a 90-degree turn and out, which was unfortunate, but very good chance at an eagle there. Hole number 16, using quarterback and a kingmaker, and you're going to use 4 bars of backspin. Yellow ring just before the end of the rough there. Pause the video, have a look at the landing position. Be careful with the adjustment here. I'm playing mid-distance with 0%, but it's power 1 settings even though using a kingmaker. And then you're going to pull forward 1 ring from the tee. Or you could spin the camera around, push it the other way, push up 1 ring as well. This is because you adjust from a higher point down to a lower point and you lose distance on your shot. Bounces very nicely for a hole in one. Rough bump. Mid, 0%, power 1 numbers, don't forget. Push up 1 ring. Hole number 17, very nice. I'm playing no movement shot here with the rock, so do not move the target until you come to adjust your rings. Make sure you pre-select your club and your ball before entering hole number 17. 2 bars of topspin, 1 bar of left spin. I play this max plus 10. And then we take our shot, hit perfect. We want to be in distance about 299, 300 yards. And that leaves us with a very nice attempt with the sniper here. So I'm finding minimum distance line, pack the grizzly so you can find that easier. Then I'm pushing up like 5 or 6 rings so that I have room to adjust in the tailwind that we have. Spin to pin, in this case 4 bars of backspin and a little smidge of right spin. Then I adjust minimum distance with 25% over adjustments. This is equal to exactly 1 on 1. So with the wind being 5.7, I'm adjusting 5.7 rings as well. Got exactly the same yardage on the drive on my other account as well, but with that one, sadly, we hit a great right and missed right. But in this example, we did hit perfect, and it falls in very nicely for an eagle on hole number 17. And finally, looking at hole number 18, very nice tailwind here, so I'm going Thor's Hammer level 6, but you could use Extra Mile or Apocalypse as well. Going max top spin and 2 bars of left spin with the Titan. I adjust this max plus 5, then once I've made my adjustment, I push back up to max distance. You could actually use a katana here as well, you don't have to use a Titan. As you'll see, we do come in quite long on the drive. Hit perfect, no overpower, no curl. Tailwind pushes us over there nicely. Almost goes too long, but that last bit of fairway is uphill, and we get a drive distance of 425. From here, I'm playing mid sniper. I played mid plus 5, but it's not enough. My next account, I tried mid plus 10, ball guide to the hole, but it was still missing left. So what I would suggest here, get your backspin sorted, get the ball guide to the hole, but then add a bit more right spin so that you are offsetting, I would say, 1 square to the right of the cup. Then do your adjustment mid plus 10. I use right spin here so that I'm not adjusting too much down into the bunker, because that would mean that we would lose distance on the shot. Hitting perfect, but as I said, I didn't do any offset here and really should have done. And that means that we do miss to the left, but only by just about a square. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you all very soon for some more Frosty Peaks Tournament live streams. All the best.